these two men here to get that fantastic prize, one of the most sought-after prizes in rowing. And on the left in picture, Hannes Obreno, he's Rio bound for Belgium, and on the right of your picture, it's the big Dutchman, Stef Broenink, really come alive this time, but at the moment he was a little cautious off the start. Kath, how did you see those first few strokes?
Yeah, it looked like he sort of had steering difficulties. And if there's sort of one boat that's probably easier to steer, you'd think it would be the single Scull coming out the start. But he's moved a long way from the island here as well, and it's sort of struggling with the balance as he's trying to steer. Surprisingly, slightly clumsy out the start there from the Dutchman, and he's lost a bit of ground as a result.
So Broenink had a fantastic result at the Lucerne World Cup, finished in 4th place behind Mahe Drysdale that won that, and Andre Sinek in 2nd place. I mean, he's an amazing find for Dutch sculling this year. He's not going to the Rio Olympics, and originally his sport was water polo. He came into rowing, and he's found tremendous form. These two guys haven't raced each other, Kath, at all. They've been in the same competition. I was talking to Dirk Quar, the coach of Hannes Obreno, at the top of your picture, and he said, no, we haven't ever raced each other. And I said, what are your tactics? He said, just tell him to go like hell.
Now, was he hiding what his real tactics were from you, do you think? Or do you think that was it? I've had coaches where that isn't it.
Yeah, but me and Dirk are mates, you know. He got a silver for Belgium in the double sculls in the '84 Olympics behind the Americans. Brad Lewis, of course, who wrote that unforgettable book Assault on Lake Casitas. They took gold, and Dirk Quar was in the Belgian double that took an unexpected silver. So we've got the first minute done in this semi-final of the Diamond Sculls, the premier international event for single sculls in Henley, at Henley Regatta, and Hannes Obreno of Belgium has a very handy half-length lead over the bigger, powerful Dutchman, Stefan Broenink, who's closest to you.
I've watched a couple of the races with Broenink in this week, and he's a raw talent. I mean, you can see that there's so much more speed to come, and he's already doing well.
Yeah, don't be nice. Tell us why, because, I mean, I can see why, but tell the viewers why you're saying that.
I mean, he's got the power, but you can see that his blades, they dig very deep. So when he puts them in, he's being inefficient. They dig very deep, then they come up to a more sensible level to accelerate. And that's just expensive. That's just wasting energy.
Why is he doing that?
Goes up.
Why is he
it's
doing
just
that?
It's a refining thing that you spend. The reason the rowers spend hundreds and hundreds of kilometers each week training is to refine the ability to control how deep your blade is in the water, so that under pressure, when you apply more power, the natural tendency is for the blade to go deeper. And of course, when you apply more power, if you can be ultimately efficient, then you will get the best speed, and you're also not wasting energy. So, you know, what I can see is he can go a ton faster than this.
Do you think guys do that more than women? Because, you know, it's all about power, you know, get the work on, or I think it's not a gender thing.
Oh, no, I mean, every rower needs them to maximise the power they have and to be as efficient as possible. And, you know, you just look at that and think he's wobbling a lot more in the rough water as well. I mean, he's a big guy, 17 stone. And on rough water, that's tricky. He's got to have immense core stability in order to stay really stable and almost try and float over the top on this tiny, narrow boat. This 17-stone giant has got to float along with fantastic core stability, and he's doing a great job hanging in there. And I feel if he could almost just relax a little bit and try and let the power come more naturally rather than just, you know, a little bit too heavy in the way he's applying it, then there are a few more lengths that I think we'll see in the next few years to come out of his rowing.
So the words of Kath Bishop there, applying for the coaching position of Stefan Broenink in a few days' time, apparently. So
it's got huge potential.
The man from the Netherlands, I know, and your potential was got out by somebody, wasn't it? So Stefan Broenink, he's got more to come. The man from the Netherlands, he is behind the smaller sculler, Hannes Obreno, 13 stone 3. 17 stone, as you heard Kath Bishop say, Stefan Broenink. I'm just guessing that's something around 110 kilos compared to something of the order of, what, 82, 83 kilos for the Belgian. He's really come alive in the past few seasons with his coach Dirk Quar, and his highlight was winning the Olympic qualification regatta to grab that slot for Rio. Finished outside of those places at the World Championships last year. Disappointing world, but there's Hannes Obreno
Yeah, and he had a bronze in the Baresi World Cup, I think, didn't he?
He's had a fantastic season.
Had a really good season. Fourth
It's
at the
interesting,
European.
you know, the technical director of Belgian rowing was Dominic Bassonet, who of course was the coach that coached Jean-Christophe Rolland and Michel Andrieux to gold in Sydney, that unforgettable race.
That? Yeah.
Well, he was their coach. He's gone over to Belgium now, the Frenchman. The French don't want him, and he's making a massive impact. And of course, I guess very sadly, because the Belgian lightweight double of Niels van Sant-Wehier and Tim Dries also won that qualification regatta, but the rules of FISA said if you win a lightweight double and you win a single, you've got to choose one of them to go. And it was, you know, it's the devil's choice. It's like Sophie's choice. What do you do? And so they chose Hannes Obreno as the sort of better crew. But the Belgians have put in an appeal to World Rowing, and they're waiting to see. I don't hold out much hope for it. But the lightweight men's double still in training and still racing.
Oh, what a terrible situation to be in. I mean, I knew there was an appeal, and everyone is rooting really to try and get both crews in. It's so incredibly harsh when you've actually qualified. Obreno, at least he has the security of knowing he is going, and this is part of his build-up now.
It's lovely to see him here. So Obreno won that qualification regatta just about 3 or 4 days before the main Lucerne regatta. Such a tense. It's called the Regatta of Death because, you know, you trained for 4 years, and then just at the end of that regatta, it's fairly quiet in Lucerne, just a few cowbells, not many spectators for it, and then, you know, your life's completely changed if you don't get the qualification slot. The New Zealand quad, of course, raced in that regatta, and they came third. They all went home on holiday thinking about jobs, and then after the disqualification of the Russian quad, which we heard about yesterday, they come back from holiday in Vietnam and new lease of life. So how sport changes, you know, from one throw of the dice to the next. So we're into the last 500 metres of this race, just over 2,000 metres the Henley course. On the left of your screen, it's the big, talented Dutchman, Stefan Broenink. Great result at the Lucerne Regatta. Very aggressive style, as you can see, on the front end. Finding these conditions a little tricky, and maybe that's why his muscles are a little bit tight. Perhaps not feeling the boat as much as he did on the Ronce in Lucerne. But Hannes Obreno, he's moved out from the start. He's got he's got so much flexibility. He's got, you know, a fantastic start if he wants. Great technique through the middle of the course. And I've seen him have a handy sprint past Alan Campbell. I remember in Belgrade at one of the World Cups. He just, Europeans or something, pulled that out of the back pocket.
Very smooth, very impressive. He's demonstrating the technical prowess that the Dutchman hasn't yet got, but he's new on the scene, and I'm sure that we're going to see the Dutchman start to refine his technique over the next years. But today, the technician supreme is definitely Obreno.
So Dirk Quar, the coach of Hannes Obreno, will get his wrists. If he wins this race, we want to race the big man tomorrow. The big man is, of course, Mahe Drysdale, who will be going against Ferry Nielsen of Denmark later. Stefan Broenink, it wasn't his day today, couldn't find the fluidity, showed in the Ronce. Confirmation of that result. Obreno beats Broenink in the semi-final of the Diamonds.